Hi there. So you go to visit someone in Nerbo?
No, we're going to hike on the coast.
Oh yeah.
In Kristiansand.
Or you will be walking from...
No, not all the way.
Yeah, but some places.
Yeah, we will see. Do
Okay.
you know the place?
Yeah, it seems to it's a small town, and when I go by bus, we go well close to the sea. So
Yeah, close to this.
but maybe it's not possible to walk all the places. You know, like because there are stones I could see on the.
Oh.
So it's not like a sand, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you will see when we will be going by bus now. So some place because we'll be not far from the sea, so you can see how it look like. So how many kilometers you want to do by walking by the sea? Close.
No idea.
No idea.
We don't count.
Yeah.
It's a surprise. We don't know how much we already really hike.
Because it's from tomorrow the trains they will go normal.
Okay. Then.
So then it's good for you because then it's and the stations are quite often, so
Yeah. But you're not going to Kristiansand?
no. Only Egersund
No.
and then I'm driving back, and then I will be going again from my last trip from Egersund to Moi.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from Moi then there is train to Kristiansand.
That's
You-
the place we want to reach.
You want to reach today?
Moi.
Or you want to reach Moi today?
No.
Not today.
We have 4 days.
Oh yeah, so you just want to like a walk or something?
Walk and then in 4 days we take the train.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
see where we can go.
So you have like a tent, or you can
Yes.
sleep just on the beach, on the sea, by the sea.
Yeah.
I think it should be okay. Nobody should chase you away or something. There are many cyclists going the direction like to Egersund and Moi. You know, many cyclists with not backpacks, but those bags on the bicycles. So I was carrying 2 from Switzerland. I met them in Brusand, and they wanted to go to. They have reserved. They were traveling for 5 weeks already with the bicycles, and they were tired. And the lady, she was having some cough, she was sick. So then I took them by bus from Brusand to Egersund, and then from Egersund they took, I think, another bus to Moja. So they were having some reservation for the cabins somewhere after Moi or somewhere, yeah. So they wanted to just reach the place. I took them early in the morning, so I think hopefully they reach the place in the evening. So, but there are many today. This morning I saw some people in Egersund. They wanted to take also with the bags on the bicycle. They wanted to take the train not train but the bus to Moi, I think, and then to Kristiansand. So it's a popular for the popular way of going south with the bicycles. Yeah. Because driving 2 weeks here, I see many cyclists, those traveling cyclists. So you were from Paris.
Yeah.
I went to Paris long time ago, in 1999. So we used to cycle. We used to cycle through France. So,
To cycle? Bicycle?
yeah, with the bicycles. Well, we used to cycle around the world from 98 to 2000. So we started in US, then through Central America, South America, West Africa, Europe, Middle East, Asia to Japan.
Wow.
So, but yeah, with a bicycle. Most of the time with a bicycle. It was an international group of people. We were about 10 people from different countries. So one of our destinations was France. We entered from Spain, and then through we went through Béziers, Lyon, Paris, and then up north to Belgium. I think we came to Belgium, and then through Netherlands, Germany, Poland, and then Russia, and then Lithuania, Belarus, Ukraine, going down through Bulgaria, Romania, Bulgaria, Greece, and then Israel, Jordan, Syria, Turkey, Iran, and so on and so on. Altogether, it was about 50 countries.
In how much time?
2 years, 98 to 2000. We were supported by UNESCO, so it was easier to get visas to different countries.
Oh, yeah, okay. And you were sleeping at.
No. We were, we got a letter from UNESCO, like a patronat. How to say in English? But that's it, no money. So we used to sleep all kinds of places, in dangerous countries, close to the police stations, like in Pakistan.
But with tents or?
Yeah, with tents.
Wow.
We have tents. Of course, sometimes we slept at the sport places, schools, some churches. We were asking for a place to sleep in different places. We never pay any money for sleeping places, only to buy just some food. But in most of the countries of the world, food is cheap. I mean, if you Central America, South America, West Africa. In Europe can be more expensive, or Japan is expensive, but generally it's quite cheap. So I spent for 2 years traveling around $7,000. So not so much, because when you go by bicycle, you don't spend anything. Of course, sometimes maybe you have to fix something, but generally, you don't spend almost nothing. Sleeping everywhere, wherever we could ask, and wherever the people was able to invite us and sleep. Sometimes farms, or all kinds of places, fire stations sometimes, especially in Peru and Chile, Argentina. So bomberos. So it was interesting.
Why did UNESCO sponsor it?
No, it was like a peace mission. We were the Great Millennium Peace Ride, so we were traveling for peace. We started 6th of August 2098. It was the Hiroshima Memorial Day, and then we finished entering the millennium. So we 1st of January 2000 we came to Hiroshima. So it was like a connection with riding for peace. That's why UNESCO was involved in that.
Great experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did you get did you experience that?
No, it was interesting. Sometimes I was fed up because traveling so long and many different circumstances. Hot and difficult places, and it's sometimes I was fed up. I wanted to quit, but somehow I was one of the 4 people we went to get all the way around. So, but it was participated about 700 people, because people join us in different countries. When we were traveling, for example, through Mexico. and some people saw us and they wanted to join us. No problem. You are welcome. You can join us, travel together as long as you like. 1 day, 1 month. So you know. So that's why it was about 700 people traveling together with us. But you know, some of them for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, or 3 months. But it's always easier to travel with a group than alone, because you know some people I heard about some couple they used to travel by bicycle somewhere in Asia, so they were killed. You know, I mean it's easier of course in Europe, but when you travel in the Middle East or Asia or some strange countries or even in Africa, it's easier when it's minimum few people. No, like we were around 10, so it's always.
Don't feel danger.
Yeah, it's less danger because I mean we used to, you know, first of all looking for a safe places or close to police station. Just you know, there was a building of police. We just put around our tents around and we sleep. So
The police was okay.
yeah, the police. I mean, of course they have to secure. We are international people with you know with the UNESCO paper,
Yeah,
so it's in their interest to provide security for us. So because even like in Pakistan, I remember, you know, people they were just coming around our tents, you know, looking who we are and so on. Of course, it can be for them like we came to from Iran. We came to Quetta, so it's like a desert places there. And so it was, you know, good experience. But you know, now when I have a wife, 4 children, so it's no time, you know. You have to work, and so it was good when I was younger to travel. And I have
You're living in Norway?
9 years. I live in Norway 9 years. My wife used to be here 5 years, and 3 our children they were born here in Norway, but and the last one was born in Poland. But you know, here it's expensive to live. If you want to send, our children are small, 6 years, 4 years, 2 years, and 7 months. So you know, it's when you have to send all 4 children to kindergarten, it's very expensive here. So, and to rent a place to stay, like apartment, and you know, car, and electricity, and food, and so on. So it's much cheaper if I work alone here, and they stay in Poland. So it's much cheaper. I used to hitchhike also in Europe in 2004. Just, you know, backpack, no tent, just I have this like a sleeping mat and my sleeping bag, and I used to sleep under the sky. Or you know, just looking for some place where I can, you know, just sleep under something. So, and I visited 8 countries of Europe, just traveling alone, you know, but just in Europe. So it was also interesting. So
Without the tent.
sorry.
Without the tent. Editor. You had no tent.
No tent?
Yeah.
Oh, you have no tent?
No,
you.
No, I didn't have a tent.
Only a sleeping bag.
Only sleeping bag, and but you know, it was when we used to travel with the bicycles around the world. So you know, I used to not have a tent for the first half a year. So I bought a small tent in Argentina, I think in Buenos Aires, and then I bought it because I was afraid of the mosquitoes in Africa. So you know, I decided to buy a small tent. So even in the room when we used to sleep in Ghana, in some building, I just put a tent in the room, and I slept in the tent. You know, I didn't have the mosquitiera, you know, against the mosquitoes. So, but I got malaria in Ivory Coast, in Abidjan. So it was, you know, it was difficult, but I needed to take those pills against malaria and so on. But because traveling, you know, like we went from US, so it was okay to sleep under the sky, you know. I mean, it was not bad. The weather was often not bad, so it was okay. Just, you know, put on the ground a sleeping mat, sleeping bag, and it's okay. So. I have been so far in 62 countries of the world, but now less and less traveling because, you know, responsibilities at home.
Yeah, but you're really the adventurer.
Yeah, in February I went with one colleague, we went to Paraguay for 12 days. So we rent a car at the airport in Asuncion and we travel 1,900 kilometers all around, like you have Asuncion and then south of Paraguay. So we visited many places and it was quite a lot of kilometers because in 12 days, so we used to really... But
Almost 2,000 kilometers.
yeah, almost 2,000. And the car we rented in Asuncion at the airport cost us $500 US, plus it was a benzene, but it wasn't. It was good car. I mean, we used to travel, you know, in some places. Well, often, most of the time, 120, sometimes even 140. So you know, you can think that the main roads in Paraguay, they are in good condition. Of course, if you go like on the side, sometimes even you have a ground road, so it can be very so. But generally, the main roads are in the conditions okay. Have you been in South America or
No, not yet.
Central America? Or...
But one day.
Yeah, it can be, you know, interesting to.
Chile?
Or I met, I didn't, never met, but I watched on YouTube. There was some guys, they used to travel hitchhiking in South America. Some Polish people, you know, there was one and there was also another one. They were just single, alone traveling, hitchhiking. But I think it can be a big challenge because of, you know, yeah, hitchhiking, you know. Autostop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
The hiking. The hiking.
So what do? You work in France?
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
But your work is connected with traveling or?
No, not really. Just for fun.
Just for fun? Like having holidays or
Yeah.
just traveling? So that is good.
Thank you.
Welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you. Bye bye. Hallo.
Brune.
Brune, ja.
Nappe.
Ja.
Brune.
Yep.
Brune.
If I want to travel back to Stavanger, where I can take bus here? Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Ja. Ha det bra. Okay, so continue. Now in Europe it's very hot, no? In France also was very hot.
So there are some fire
In France?
in France. Yeah.
Oh, like the same like in Portugal.
Yes, maybe. forgot what it meant.
Yeah.
This,
Because here is cold, no?
Yeah.
I remember in France it was difficult to communicate in English. You know, it was, I think, the French and the British, they hate each other like the Polish and the Germans. You know, it was always the problem with the war. So maybe that's why people. So you are like a exemption from.
Thank you.
But like when you come here, so I think it's the easiest to communicate here in English.
English. Everyone speaks.
Yeah. So it's
That's what's the problem between the Polish and German?
no the Polish.
Yeah.
You know, it was the First World War and the Second World War.
Yeah.
So it was always the tensions, you know, between the Polish and the Germans. So I think also there was some tensions between the French and the British, no?
Oh yeah, for centuries.
Yeah, the same. You see the same.
The Middle Age.
The same problem is it was in Poland. Of course, now we are in European Union, but still there is some, you know, controversial things coming out or.
Because Poland is between Germany and Russia.
Exactly, and we always have enemies from
Yeah.
Poland and from Russia, so we are always squeezed in between.
Yeah.
So
They all want to invade Poland.
yeah, and even you know when you look in 18 you know the 17 or 18, there was no Poland on the map of Europe.
Yeah.
Because they were divided between Germans, the Austro-Hungarians, and the Prussia or whatever. I mean, and Russia. So you know, they just divided, and there was no. We were under. I don't know how to say in English, but we were under this occupation for a long time. So we got independence in 1918. No, wait a minute. Yeah, after this First World War. Because the First World War started in 1914 or 1915. I don't remember.
14.
Yeah, 1914. So in 1918 we got independence, and then in 1939 again we went under occupation. So well, and after in 1945, you know, there was many just now coming out many, because you know after the Second World War we just changed the occupant from the Germans to Soviets, so we were up to we could say just, you know, you see now it's 2017, and imagine that there is, we could say now we are starting to come out of the Soviet or Russian influence. It's coming many stories that even, you know, after 1989, when it was somehow, we could say, freedom from Soviets, but it wasn't really. They were still having influence in different places. So.
And then Europe.
And then Europe. Now we are under occupation of the European Union. So you see, always occupation. And now the European Union is the Brussels is dictating us a condition, what we should do, what we shouldn't do. So now we have very conservative government in Poland, and they are trying to change many things. So Brussels is saying no, you cannot do this or that. So it's a lot of fight between the government of European Union and the Polish government. And the opposition in Poland is funny because they are crying for help from Germany or from Brussels. So it's it's very interesting what's going on now in Poland. So probably you hear some things. Even your president was against our government, the new one, Macron. So he was saying bad things.
We hear a lot
What?
we hear a lot about politics.
You hear a lot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
impression of the democratic process and
Yeah.
freedom of
Yeah.
press.
Yeah, that now we are that the government which is took over, it's somehow making like a dictatorship. The European Union thing, and maybe also France and so on. But it isn't so. I mean, now we are trying to clean up after the Soviet influence. You see, all those opposition which is fighting so much, they are afraid because most of the people, or many of them, they can go to prison for all this treason. How do you say in English? Treason?
Yeah.
You know, like betraying your own country, saying you're all everything. You see what's happening now in Poland. We are in the European Union, but you have all German markets, German industries, German newspapers, German television. Everything is owned. German banks or European banks. We lost all what was Polish. You know, like how to say, industry or everything what was. I mean, Polish people owned. We don't own nothing now. So that's why the new government is somehow like more pro that we as a Polish we're supposed to have again our own culture, our own history, our own industries and supermarkets. I mean, you see, like for example, in Norway, they are very. It's a small country, but they are very nationalistic.
Yeah.
They are very patriotic. So it's somehow they try to keep
Their money.
yeah, their money. But also, you see, there was a referendum in this country 2 times, I think, and they said no to European Union. The people, the nation, they decided not to be a member of European Union.
Yeah.
So it's somehow like
Yeah, but not
they are collaborating with the European Union, but they are not members. So it's we have also many French supermarkets in Poland. Like you have this Leclerc. Yeah, we have Leclerc. We have this Intermarché. Yeah, something like that. And maybe there is some other ones. Auchan. Yeah, we have Auchan. So we have, you see, I mean, I think, you know, the European Union, more countries came to European Union, but the old countries in European Union, they needed place to sell their products. That's why you see and they destroyed all our industries, so the Germans, the French, the maybe British or others, they could sell their products to us. And they succeeded somehow with this policy. So But what do you think? I think the European Union sooner or later it will collapse.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time. I think so. I mean, you see, the UK pull out. Greece is fed up. I mean, you see, the Germans, they are dictating to Greece all the conditions what the Greek they have to do, and they are fed up.
Like
With-
Portugal.
and Portugal and Spain, even I think Italy. So it's really not, I think, not easy with this all this system. I mean, Schengen is okay because it's good when we can travel freely in Europe.
So maybe the euro.
But even this euro, you have euro in France. You have euro in France, right?
Yeah.
The franc, they quit with the franc
Yeah.
long time ago.
2000.
Yeah, so Poland wanted to be a member of Euro. I mean to quit our Polish money, and but somehow they never went into the Eurozone, and maybe I think it's better.
Ah, yeah. Poland.
No, we are not in European Union, Eurozone. No. We are still using our money, and because you see what's happened in Lithuania, I think Latvia, maybe Estonia also. I think they use euro, and people they earn little monies. I mean, they because in Poland even the people earn little money. They don't earn too much. And imagine if you come into Eurozone, you still earn maybe 400 euro per month, but the prices in the shops they went up higher. So somehow you earn the same what you was earning, just converting into euro, but the prices in the shops everywhere. So that's why you see many people. I don't know if you have many Polish people working in France. Probably also.
Yeah, I see. So.
But many are in Scandinavian countries, because also in UK, Ireland, because you can earn quite okay here, quite good. So
And Poland is far
from here?
Yes.
No, it's with the airplane. I used to fly from Bergen to Warsaw, so it's about 2 hours by airplane. And there is a Hungarian airlines called Wizz Air, so they are very cheap. You can buy a round-trip ticket for about 300 kroner, 300, 400. So it's very cheap.
And you often go back to work.
Yeah, I have an agreement with my company, so I work 4 weeks and have a 2 weeks free. 4 weeks work, 2 weeks free. So I bought already flight tickets to the end of the year. So it just,
So it's cheap.
yeah, I used to go by car, but with the car I have an old Toyota from '94 minibus. So I used to travel 3 days, one way. So it's if I have 2 weeks free, 6 days just traveling. So I have just 1 week. Yeah. So but with the airplane, 2 hours I'm in Warsaw. So it's it's much better.
Warsaw City, Warsaw.
Yeah, no. Well, I used to study and I was born in Warsaw, but I live 100 kilometers south from Warsaw. So have you been in Poland?
No,
Not yet.
not yet.
Poland is cheap, so
Border.
just at the border.
Yeah.
Where in?
I was studying in Frankfurt.
Oh yeah, in Frankfurt Oder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
you just have to cross the bridge. And
Yeah.
but I didn't want to. I wanted to go.
But Poland was already in European Union.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was just you could cross without having any documents.
Yeah, and buy cheap cigarettes.
Yeah. Yeah. So. So how long you have holiday from your work? Like 1 month? Or normally it's like 5 weeks, no? If you have just a regular job. I think.
5 weeks plus.
Small days. We are quite flexible. Normally it's less.
So if you study in Frankfurt, so you speak German.
Yeah, I learned a little bit of Polish.
Oh yeah. So you say dzień dobry, dziękuję. Or probably you learn the bad words, probably also.
No.
No. Okay, so you didn't have bad people around you. So that is good because sometimes the Norwegians, when you speak with them, they always quote. They are quoting the bad words. So. Dobranoc, yeah. Good night. Oh, what? Yeah.
No?
What? No. Jak się masz? No. Jak się masz? How are you? Or what else?
It's my earth, my love.
Przepraszam, ja. O, ja kocham cię.
Kocham cię.
So
Też
it's
ten.
yeah. So it's I love you, yeah.
No, my love.
How do you say my love or my
My love. Moja. No, you can say my love, so you can say moja kochana or moja. Moja miłość, or you can say also. I mean, you can say different ways, so. Polish is strange, no, like French,
Yeah, it's really hard to learn.
because in French you speak a lot of this,
You have so many declinations.
and you always speak this no, in French, so it's difficult to pronounce. In Polish we have a lot of this kind of. Hallå!
Hej, skal du på enden?
Brynne, ja.
On est dans le deux, hein. On est dans le deux, hein. C'est pas génial.
Tu laisses même à Neve? Je vais sortir.
Il y a un petit centre de la main aussi.
From Narbu station to the sea, it's a bit far.
Ah, yeah?
So what we could do, I can maybe drop you by the sea, and you don't have to walk. Or because you want to go just by the sea, right?
Yes.
That's it.
Or you will walk from the station.
We were wondering if we could find information.
Oh, tourist information or
Yeah.
something.
But
Oh.
maybe there isn't, and we just can follow the past.
Oh, you have some maps,
No, we don't have a map.
but you have Google whatever
Yeah,
on the
but
tablet
we-
or something.
I can't really connect
Oh yeah.
because we are in Norway.
But you don't have a mobile card for internet or
No.
no?
But this time we want to live an adventure.
Oh yeah. No
Communication.
modern telecommunication.
But do you
We
think
know
it's
we are
far,
going to the stars.
Narrow to the beach? How do you think is it by foot?
Well, you will see, because we will be driving the main road, and then I will turn to the left,
Yeah.
and then I will go to the Narbo, and then I will go to the back again, another road to the main road, which is closer to the sea. So if you will decide that I can just drop you at the main road, and then you have close to the sea. So you don't have to go in Narbo. You can go with me a bit further if you like, because later we will be going with the bus close to the sea. You will be able to see from the main road the sea. So it's but in Narbo the sea is not so close. And the beach is with the stones, so I'm wondering, you know, if you will want to just go on the, I mean, just walk.
Maybe there a path, a trail.
Oh yeah, maybe there is something.
Yeah, we won't walk direct on the beach, just nearby.
Okay, so maybe there is something like that. Because I
That's
don't.
why we're wondering maybe find information.
The tourist information.
Yeah, in Nabu, if there is one.
I am not sure. It's a small town, but you can ask. Maybe there is something. At least you can ask maybe people in the shops or something, or. It's not raining, so that is good.
It's supposed to be sunny the next day.
But you have a good equipment just in case of rain,
Yeah.
so that's good.
And we had rain for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, so you already know the situation here. You know, the Norwegians, they say there is no bad weather, there is only bad.
clothes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But also German.
they say so.
Yeah.
So I used to study in Poland. I finished my bachelor and master degree, but I ended up in Norway driving bus for 9 years. So, but you know, it's funny because you see, you can study in your own country, you can get degrees from the university, and if I wanted to work in Poland and using my degrees, I could just earn much less than just a cleaner. You know, person who is just cleaning toilets can earn much more money than I could earn using my degrees in Poland. So that's why it's crazy. But you know, and you know, we can say European Union. What is European Union? Nothing. There is no equality with earning, because in France probably the average salary, it's, or if you have a degree or something, probably you can earn around 2,000 euro or 1,500, I don't know. But it's much more than, you know, it's...
What did you study?
Well, I have a bachelor in social work, but master I have in Protestant theology. So I could work with a church, maybe, or, you know, but I never did that, so it's... just well, of course, if you come here and you know they look into your papers, so I think they treat also in Norway here a bit different than, you know, when you have degree or when you don't have degree, you know. So it doesn't matter what kind of degree you have if you study at the university. So it's always they see that you are, you know, thinking in a different way when you are just after maybe primary school or secondary school. So it's...
How do you feel in Norway?
In Norway?
How do you feel?
Feel? You know, well, after being here 9 years, my imagination about the country is different now than it was before. But generally, I mean, here is... I spent in US about 2 years. I used to travel to US back and forth around 8 times. I like the people in US. It's a bit different atmosphere, you know, the different society, and people are more open and more, it's more, how to say, I mean, generally the society is open, and here in the north of Europe, the society is more closed, no more, how to say, they are,
Difficult to make friends.
yeah, and the people are not so. You don't see many people outside. You know, they sit at homes or something. They only maybe go out when they go drink, Friday, Saturday night. So but generally it's very. I used to work in Denmark also, so it's similar. No, it's very quiet, no people around. You feel like you are in the city where is no people living, like dead city.